Morning. Quick video, as usual. As you can see, it's getting darker in the mornings here. I guess it's Christmas season, I guess. But the sun will soon rise in front of me, and you get to see my handsome face. So don't worry about it. The darkness, okay? So I want to talk about this morning. Women guiding the house. Women being good wives and respecting their husbands and guiding the house. In relation to the kind of people that we have today in the world. The Bible says in the last days that the love of many shall wax old. People become lovers of themselves. It will be as the days of Noah. So bad was it then that God had to destroy the whole world, saving only 8 people. Well, one of the things that will cause this to happen today is, guideless children, right? Children who are raising themselves, children who are being raised by television, children who are being raised by tablets, Android children, iPhone children, OS children, right? Back in the days before you had the internet, I think they were called latchkey kids. I forgot what they're called, but the kids would come home and they would get the key from under the mat of the house, and they would go inside the house and they would be there by themselves. But they never had internet. They had TV then though. I forgot the term. Turnkey kids or latchkey kids? I don't remember. But some key kids. Well, I think it's turnkey. That they came home, found the key, get the key for the house and go inside. I was partially one of those kids growing up, partially, but not wholly, not fully. But I at a certain point, sometimes I had to come home and get the key from the neighbor, open the door and go in, and there I was, me and my brother, right? So guideless kids. These kids nowadays, the parents, both parents are working. And personally speaking, I've experienced, or probably I'm experiencing some form of single parenting, and I must tell you that single parenting is nonsense. Single parenting doesn't exist. Single parenting doesn't work. It's foolishness. It shouldn't even be called parenting. It should just be called madness. Okay? Am I saying that something good cannot come out of single parents' home? Absolutely not. I'm somewhat from that environment, I'm saying? In the end, ultimately, people will choose their own paths, despite where they came from, right? But is there a optimum environment for kids to be raised in? Yes, there is. There is, what is necessary, and then there's what society promotes today. And society promotes, the quote-unquote American dream, which is now actually Western society's dream. You successful, you get your house, your cars, and your vacations, I suppose. So success today is not really deemed in having children, all right, and raising godly kids, and and in turn having godly kids, and so on and so forth. Now, success in today's world is, you have a PhD, or you have a great job, and you have good careers. When somebody says, okay, I have 7 kids, that is not success today. Success is your career, isn't it? Right? For both men and women. Right? And even if, let's say a man has a great career, which, is good, because a man should have a career to provide for his family. That is not his his identity. That's not, what makes him a man. What makes him a man is if he takes care of his family. What makes him a man is if he has a family. Matter of fact, in the Bible, God say, if you're gonna lead a church, you have to be married and have children that are well behaved. Because if you can manage your own household, then you can manage the church. That's one of his requirements to be a pastor, leader in the church. So, for example, if you want to be the president of the U.S., for example, even most countries, It helps if you have, you're married and have children. And also, one more thing they do is they add is, if you have a college degree, that helps, right? So these guideless kids nowadays are growing up by themselves, and they're being grown up by YouTube and Hollywood, the internet. They have no guidance. They'll be better off if they have somebody there with them all the time, teaching them, guiding them. And that's what God says, that the woman, the wife, should do that. The system should be where, you know what should be promoted or subsidized by the government is a system where they have a system where mothers are able to stay home and raise their kids. The Bible never said mothers should be house slaves. It never said that, right? What we have today is not, women are not liberated. Women are imprisoned. Women get up and they leave their kids, put them in daycare, and go and work for another man. Oftentimes it's a man, not a woman. Oftentimes is that a woman leave her household and go to work for another man, give her time, her energies, her strength to another man, right? And her kids are left in daycare, or left to the public school system, or left to some school system, right? And these kids are basically being raised by other influences, not by the parents, right? What happened with some of these kids, in America especially, when these kids grow up, they don't love their parents because they don't have the attachment. They see the parents out there working hard to get other stuff, to get stuff. Both parents, why are both parents out there trying to get all the stuff, to get cars and houses and get credit card debt, student loan debt, all these debts, right? These things are become the parents' children. These things become the parents' responsibility. There's come to a point where you have to look at what you're getting, and what you need. So people nowadays are deceived. Society is deceived in thinking that everybody, both man and woman, must get a career. Both man and woman must go out there and strive and be successful. Right, but what about children? Children don't need all that. Children need a stable home, a stable environment. And God says, not I, God says, woman must guide the house. Man must provide for his family. That's what God says, and God knows better. But we think we know better than God. We're smarter than God. No, no, no. Women must go and get college degrees, and must get a career and all this stuff. And all the while, that prevents them from having a lot of children. A woman have a family nowadays has 1, 2 kids, a big house, and some nice cars, and a lot of student loan debt, and a lot of credit card debt, and a huge mortgage, and they're successful. But they're slaves to debt, but they're successful with 2 kids. If that much nowadays, one. Okay? 1 kid. Right? No, that's not the ideal. That's not good. And so we're gonna have is, every generation is gonna get worse and worse. Every generation sees where the parents did not prioritize them and prioritize things, and and things of the world, and so they were like one of the things in their lives. They had the house, the cars, and then there was them. The child doesn't feel the love because they're in daycare being abused, or at school being abused, or talk kind of nonsense, evolution, all kind of foolishness. Where the mom should have the kid, guiding the kid at home, teaching the kid the laws of God every day, all day, constant guidance. Kids need constant guidance. Kids, get them just a little door opening, and then they'll take it. They need to have someone to hold them in a proper environment all the time. And God's formula is that the woman should do that. A godly woman should do that. The man should go and work, provide for his family. The system, it should be set up, where it subsidizes that kind of family, right? Or your wife stay home, or a tax break or something. I'm saying it should be set up that way, but it's not set up that way. It's set up to destroy the family. It is set up to fracture the family, where both parents should go to work. Matter of fact, they said that both parents have to work to make ends meet. That's not really true, right? It's frowned upon if both parents don't work. Women who stay at home and take care of the kids, they're frowned upon. Your stay at home mom is frowned upon. It's not celebrated, right? Let me say that me just trying to raise my daughter, I have a lot of help, but I see where I don't see how a single parent can raise a child. It doesn't, the single parent did not have a child by themselves. There was a mother and a father, and that's the way it should be, a nuclear home. And if you don't have that, kids get messed up, because that one parent is so under so much stress that child is gonna find time by themselves to do something they shouldn't be doing or get into something they shouldn't get into. And that door that was opened up in that child's life leads them down, can lead them down a deadly path. You know what I'm saying? Because a single parent cannot, it's impossible. A single parent cannot, guard all the posts in a child's life. You will you be you be happy when you have a good child, but some children are tend towards foolishness, towards idleness, towards wickedness, right? And if you don't have both parents in here to corral that kid, or even be good parents to that kid, if you have bad parents, it doesn't really matter, does it? Right? If you have bad parents, it don't matter. But if you need two good parents, two godly parents to guide that kid, right? And to give that kid structure, or else these children are gonna go online, find some bad stuff, TV, whatever bad stuff, bad friends, and and becoming worse than their parents. And then they have children. Next thing you know, your kids, your daughter have tattoos, wearing belly skin t-shirts, your son puffing on cigarettes, smoking weed, cussing like a sailor, and your daughter cussing like a sailor, right? Going out there screwing around, getting involved in gangs, just and then they have kids. Can you imagine what their kids gonna go through? And they ain't getting married; they're just having kids. Who they and then they and the ones that they recognize, Lord help them. The ones that don't recognize, orphanages, crime, it just when we don't obey God's laws, it doesn't turn out good. We're not smarter than God. We're not smarter than God. Point blank and period. You're not smarter than God. And ultimately, in the end, you're going to stand before God and give an account for your life, for the things that you do. And His law is there, His book is there, that we should obey. So, just making a point, quick video this morning. Jesus Christ is Lord, and have a good day.